turning to the Word of God. In the Word of the Lord, to the book of Luke, the physician. The 19th chapter, verses 45 through 48. Luke 19, 45 through 48. While you are turning, I just want to take a moment to welcome all of our online viewers and those of you who are visitors and frequent members into the house of the Lord. God bless you. So good to have you here. If you're turning in your electronic devices, your tablets, your phones, whatever you're turning in, we'll wait on you as you go. I am so excited about this week. Listen. I get excited this week. God has forgiven me. I am lit. This is the week. Glory to God. Hallelujah. He got up with all power and authority. He got up. Glory to God. He got up for you and he got up for me. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So you have the word of the Lord in Luke 19, 45 through 48. Won't you please read the word of the Lord with me together in unison? And it reads, and he went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold therein, and them that bought, saying unto them, it is written, my house is the house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. He taught daily in the temple, but the chief priests and scribes and the chief of the people sought to destroy him, and could not find what they might do, for all the people were very attentive to hear. Yes. So God, our Father, Lord, we thank you for our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, your Son, our Savior and King. We come, Father, as humbly as we know how, to the throne of grace, asking, first of all, for forgiveness of all sin. If there's anything that we have done that has been offensive to thee, a brother or sister, you or even ourselves, we repent and we ask, Father, that you will cleanse us, that we may be able to boldly come to the throne of grace. And then, God, as we come, we pray that the Spirit of the living God will take the word that we're about to receive and deposit deeply on the inside of us, that we might manifest on the outside the very appearance and the very essence of someone who is in relationship with our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Bless all those who are under my voice, Father, that they might be close and nigh unto thee in this season of Palm Sunday, this season of Lent, this season of Good Friday, this season of Resurrection Sunday. In this season, let us see you like never before, high and lifted up. And we ask it in Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen. Bless God. On the way down to the seat after the are you sure Jesus is in there? Are you sure Jesus is in there? Somebody else ask him, are you sure Jesus is in there? To the kingdom of God, as we come into the church, we're in a season now where we have to be very, very careful that we are staying close to what it is that is the pulse and the heartbeat of God. Yes. To understand that the church is not so much a building and not so much a structure that people come into like a club where they shake hands and hang out with people. But they really know that we're supposed to be ministering to the hurt, to the wounded, to the brokenhearted, to the disenfranchised, to the lost. That is who Christ gravitated to. It is the essence of the love of God. It is the essence of ministry. It is the essence of what we should be doing in the kingdom of God. It is the reason why those of us who are in positions of leadership and management and ministry stand behind the sacred desk of God, not to grab from people, but to bless people. But it seems to have been a twist in the kingdom of God, and where everybody wants to try to be in front. Nobody wants to serve. Nobody wants to submit. Nobody wants to follow. Everybody wants to lead. And I wish in my heart, and it may even fall in my spirit to do it at this ministry. I don't think we need another leadership conference. What we need is a servanthood conference. But nevertheless, I wanted to go to a particular portion of Scripture that spoke to what was happening in these historical events as our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was on his way into Jerusalem a week before he was to go to Calvary, to Golgotha for the crucifixion. It is good that we go through kind of what it was that was going on with Christ so that we can see what was in his heart and what was in his mind as he was going to the cross. Because this is his last moments on this earth. This is his last opportunities to try and get things right in ministry, to get the people of God right, to get his disciples right, to get those who are following him right, to get those who were in the crowd right. It was his last opportunity to pour into them, to minister to them, to let them know what was really relevant and what was important. And it is interesting that as I was looking at this, I discovered that God took this moment on Palm Sunday to tear down tradition. He took this moment to tear down what it was that had been established for hundreds of years. He took this moment to redefine what it really meant to work in the kingdom of God. If we look at the holy text, you see that right now he is on his way into Jerusalem, which is referred to by theologians in Mark 21, 1 through 8, Mark 11, 1 through 10, and John 12, 12 through 20, 12 through 19 as the triumphal entrance. And so here we are, the same day that the Lord was showered with praise, the same day that the Lord was showered with worship, he heads for the temple on that same day. The beauty of this text is that the love of Christ has him willing to leave a place of praise and adoration. People are praising him. People are worshiping him. People are singing his accolades. The King of Kings, they're laying their palms out before him as he is ascending into Jerusalem. And he chooses to leave this place of praise to go to a temple where it was filled with, as the scriptures declare, thieves and vipers. A den of thieves and vipers. And he does this for the sake of ministry. So much so that he pauses right outside the city and begins to literally weep for the condition of the people, because they don't realize the sacrifice that he is about to make for the salvation of all mankind. They're all caught up in the emotion, all caught up in the joy, but they don't realize the pain that is about to accompany what is about to take place as he goes into Jerusalem. In this moment, and I pause because in this moment, we see here that people are praising him, and people are worshiping him, and people are giving him glory, and he's weeping. Do you realize that? My question is, have you ever been in a place in your life where you were broken? Where you were in your heart twisted and weeping? And the people around you were so disconnected from your situation that they didn't even realize that what you were going through had you tormented. They are so disconnected from you that you look as though everything is okay, or they perceive, or maybe they don't even care that there is something going on the inside of you that does not have you in a good place. But yet they're supposed to be your closest, whether it be family or whether it be friends or neighbors. They're supposed to be close to you. But if you're really close to me, how can you not tell that I am going through one of the most painful seasons of my life? That everything is not exactly the way it is supposed to be. They're disconnected. Nobody noticed, and probably nobody said, I don't even know who I'm talking up in here. You're a mess. You're barely holding it together, and nobody connected even notices or bothers to know the pain that I'm in and what I'm heading into. He wept over Jerusalem because they had no idea that their king was in the midst of them, and their king was about to be crucified in a few days. And they're celebrating as though it's all good, like nothing is about to take place. And he did it all not for him, but to give each and every one of us the free gift of salvation, but the requirement for the salvation, the requirement for the forgiveness forgiveness of sin, the requirement for the remittance of sin, the price that had to be paid would cost him his very life. And they're celebrating. Notice that now he's surrounded by crowds and people. When you're up, you're always going to be surrounded by crowds and people. When you got plenty of money, you're always going to be surrounded by crowds and people. Whenever you got a good job, a promotion, a pay increase, Lord have mercy, you're going to be surrounded by crowds and people. But in your darkest moments, when you're going through, the crowds and the people all seem to fade to black. The minute things get really thick. We can see that even from Calvary. How there was not a lot of people at the cross. My problem with Calvary, my challenge with Calvary is, where were all the people that he healed? Where were all the people that he delivered? Where were all the people that he ministered to? Where were the lepers? Where were the blind? Where were the broken? Where were the wounded? Where were you when I needed you? See, I don't know who I'm preaching to up in here, but sometimes we need to know that no matter how much people support us, at the end of the day, it's only going to be God, and God alone. I know you say that you want to be there, but at the end of the day, the only person I can really rely on is my God. Anybody know that God will be there? My God will be there.
Yes, Lord.
My God will be there. That was for all the people that might feel underappreciated. If Christ did it then who are we in ministry to always want things operating on 1,000 with love and no issues? Well, y'all don't hear me up here. Who are we if Christ did it? Who are we to always, I want my family perfect, God. I want my children perfect, God. I want my job perfect, God. With no real sacrifice. Don't let it be too painful or too disenfranchised. Not for me, Father. I like everything to be laid out perfect. How can you desire to have everything laid out perfect when God himself did not have that benefit and or privilege? Can you imagine that those who are outside the temple, those who are outside the temple, had a worship and a praise that was purer than those the people on the outside, the ones who were not privileged to come inside, the ones who were hanging around because they didn't feel like they were able or worthy to come inside, their praise was purer than the people who were privileged to come into the house of the Lord. I don't know that. I have to bring this to light because this is happening right now. Believe it or not, there is a movement in the kingdom of people who will not step foot in a church. The reason why is because they don't want to deal with all the drama. They don't want to deal with all the issues. They don't want to deal with all the problems. They don't want to deal with all the gossip. They don't want to deal with all the talk. There's a movement of people that won't step foot in a church. But they will stand outside this church and they will glorify Christ louder than anybody up in here. Because just because I'm outside the church doesn't mean I can have a relationship with God. Just because I'm outside the church does not mean that I don't have a relationship with God. Don't think that your geographic location is related to your praise. Because there are people who are in their house that will praise God louder than everybody else. They will lift their hands higher. They will give God the glory. But I'm not coming back up in here. I'm coming in here to deal with all that because I came to give God glory. I came to give God honor. I came to give God praise. I came to magnify Him. I didn't come here for your madness or your foolishness. I came here to bless the God and my salvation. That is the if I got to praise him on the outside, I'll praise him on the outside. But I want to give him the glory that is due his name. He cleanses the temple by making a small whip of cords. Y'all are driving. Read that point. That's good. He makes a small whip of cords and he drives the men out. You can see that in John 2:13-17. He literally makes a whip at the beginning of his earthly ministry and goes into the temple and cleanses it by taking the whip and whipping the people who were inside, the den of thieves and the babies. He literally was whipping. I wish I could see that in the story. Whipping them and kicking them out of the church. Because the reason why they were in the church was not pure. They were using the people in the church for their own personal gain. Not that that's happening in the 21st century. Some people ought to be glad the Lord isn't walking around today. There'll be a few people getting whipped out of church. But it seems at this point, that was in John 2, that was at the beginning of Christ's ministry. It was about 3.5 years early. But it seems that they had resumed business as usual. See, just because you purge the church one time don't mean that people are going to stay that way. We can kick some things out of the church because it's ridiculous, and then after a while, it's just going to eke its way back in. It's going to seep its way back. It was seen that 3 years later, they have decided to come back into the church and resume business as usual by selling animals. Directly related to the high worship experience of this day and all the events of Palm Sunday, there is now a desperation to destroy Jesus. You can see that at 47 and 48. They were alarmed by his popularity. They were stunned by his opposition to what they were saying. He was making them sick by casting out and calling out their illicit practices. How he was impacting their finances. Don't you know, if you want to make people a little bit crazy, just mess with their money. So they're using now the kingdom of God. They were using the church. They were using the temple. They were using the synagogue to try and make money. It was a money-making machine on the inside of the church. Y'all got quiet. Because of that, now they have to get Jesus out of the way. People will always have a problem when you refuse to entertain their agenda in the church. People always have a problem when you refuse to acknowledge their foolishness in the church. When you refuse to acknowledge how important they feel they are. What it is they feel they should be doing. What it is they feel they should be going. What they feel they should be involved in. When you start to mess with me and who I feel I am in the church, all of a sudden I'm going to have a problem. I'm going to get in my feelings. But the word of the Lord, as far as I'm concerned, speaks to this. If what's going on with you isn't focused on healing, ministering, praying, deliverance, worship, adoration, glorification, repentance, worship, magnifying, lifting, submitting, and certifying, then I really don't want to hear it. If what you're involved in isn't involving glorifying the God of our salvation, I don't want to hurt your feelings and be disrespectful. I personally don't want to hear it. If it ain't glorifying God, I don't want to hear it. If it ain't magnifying God, I don't want to hear it. If it ain't, I can do it all by myself. Yes, God. If it ain't praising God, I don't want to hear it. The purpose for coming into the church is to glorify God, not us. At first I thought that was harsh, until I read the text and saw that Jesus took a whip to some people. So I guess we're kind of letting you off lightly because we're not beating people out of the church. And there's still a corner of people in the church and ministries around the world that are desirous of the blessings of being connected to God, but they're not the least bit interested in God. It's not about how ministry can do anything other than benefit them. But the last time I checked, you don't need a position in church to worship. You don't have to have a title to praise. And even if you come in and work out, anybody can get a glory. Somebody together can lift up their hands. Somebody can praise and praise Him. Somebody who's struggling can edify Him. It's not the thing to go tight or go pain, the sacrifice of ministry, there's something that broke down in the system. And that's what was going on. Can I really enlighten you? Can I enlighten you? I really want to help you. The system broke down. It wasn't broke because they were selling animals. That's not what broke it. It didn't break because they were inside the temple. That's not what broke it. It wasn't broke because there were people who were exchanging finances with one another. That's not what broke the system. Y'all want to know what broke the system? It's fine what broke the system. I gotta come down here. All right. Here's what broke the system. The sacrificial system got broken because strangers were coming to the temple and they were buying the animals and then sacrificing the animals that they had bought. What's wrong with that? That's not the way God intended. See, the reason it was broken, my brother, is because they didn't have a relationship with the animal.
Wow.
See, the sacrificial system that God intended is that the animal that you sacrifice, you raise and care for. You raise and care for the animal. You fed the animal. You provided for the animal. You sheltered the animal. You loved on that animal. So that when it was time to sacrifice that animal to God, it meant something to you. This animal that I have cared for, because of my sin, I now have to sacrifice this animal. My God. This innocent animal, this innocent creature, I now have to sacrifice it because I am a sinner. If you walk into the temple and just pay $50, $2, $10, $2, whatever you paid, and take a strange animal, and then sacrifice that animal, you don't care. You totally disconnected from the pain. You have no idea what it means. It's cold. It doesn't even wound you in any way. You just don't really care. It's kind of like how shepherds now don't have any relationship with the people that they're ministering to. It's cold. You don't know me. You don't know my journey. As my pastor, you don't know my hurt. You don't know my pain. You don't know my wounds. You don't know my family. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know how I got here. You don't know why I'm weeping. You don't know why I'm crying. You don't know why I'm lifted, why I'm broken down. You don't know. So how can you pray for me when you don't know the pain that I am in? But if you have a relationship with your flock. It's a different level. And that was the issue with the sacrificial system. Is that these people who were coming and sacrificing these animals, they didn't have any idea about the animal. They didn't care. They didn't have any connection. And God was using the sacrificial system. He always used the sacrificial system to say that in order for you to really have meaning behind what you're doing, there has to be something called a relationship. And the relationship will have it mean something viscerally, emotionally to you. Which is why you need to know something about God. Because God already knows everything there is to know about you. See, the issue when I first come into the kingdom of God is that this relationship is one-sided. God knows everything about me, but I don't know. So how can I behave right? How can I act right, move right? How can I do the right things? How can I be compassionate? How can I be loving? How can I be caring when I don't even know the sacrifice that God made in order for me to be able to do everything that I'm doing? How can I do that? See, in order to stay out of trouble, you have to have a relationship with the person that's in authority. I'm helping you. That might have flew over some people's head. In order have a relationship with the person in the car. Right? Here's the thing. Depending on who your mother is, depending on who your father is, you will know what you can and can't get away with. Right? See, what I had to do when I would get in trouble with my mother was I had to listen to the dissertation that came, the prelude to the word. My mother would be in somebody's CPS office telling them I don't care, I'll do it all over again. When you feel like you can raise them better than I can raise them, you can have them. But the prelude to it was always something like this. Why did you do that? She always had a question. Why did you do that? My answer was not as smart as it should have been. I did it because everybody else was. She said, okay. So if they jump off the cliff, no ma'am, I'm not doing that. She said, well, there is one distinct difference between them and you. What'd you say? You belong to me. And in this family, there are certain things that are unacceptable. And then she began to give me an English and grammar lesson. She would beat me in syllables. That's how we learn how to dance. Because what's not important is, it's not what you do, it's how you do it, and the reason behind why you do it. So you can bring a sacrifice to God, but if you don't know why you're doing it, and if you don't have a relationship with the God you're bringing the sacrifice to, then it doesn't mean anything to you. Let's do something. How many of you gave an offering today? Oh, God bless you. Those of you who didn't, I'm going to see y'all. But when you bring your offering, did you bring it around thinking of the God who gave you the ability to give it? Oh, I hope you guys did. See, some of y'all say, see, if you brought it around thinking that we need it at the church, we don't. We don't. If you brought it around thinking, you know, let me just put this empty envelope in here and walk around the bus. If you crumpled up the dollar so small that we can't see it, because I'm going to give something because, you know, it's expected of me. See, if all these thought processes are going in your head, instead of, you know what, I remember the time when I didn't have a job. It's not what you were doing, it's how you were doing it and why you were doing it. And the reason why I do it is because I want the Lord to use this ministry to touch somebody who doesn't have a relationship with God. That's right. Keep the light on for somebody to get touched. Keep the heat on for somebody to get touched. When we think about Christ, even on this Palm Sunday, and I'm done. When they were laying those palms before our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, when they were laying them on the ground, they could not have known and really appreciated him as a Savior. Because if they had, they would have met him at Calvary. They would have been, can I really help y'all? If you say you love somebody, you be with them till the end. Till the end. Not almost to the end. Not something like the end. Till the end. No matter how ugly the end gets. Through thick and through thin. Right? That's the problem that we have with some of the relationships that we no longer entertain, is because you weren't with me through the end. And that's why some of us miss some of the people that are no longer in our lives, because they were with us to the end and we didn't respect them. Yeah. The people that we thought would be with us to the end, they weren't with us to the end. As soon as it got tight, they were gone. With us to the end. If you're going to be in a relationship with somebody, you have already made a decision that you're staying. Don't get with me and then decide later if you're going to stay or you're going to go. Don't do that. Don't do that. After a couple of weeks, see, that's why the Lord don't like shacking. You thought, I'm not God, I'm not master. That's why you don't live with people before you marry them. Okay? Because there's no trial run in the kingdom. You don't give Jesus a trial run. Oh, Lord have mercy. It got tight in here. Wait a minute. What is that? I felt that in my spirit. What is that? I don't even want to look at nobody in here. Either you for the Lord or you are not. Either we're doing this, the ladies know what I'm talking about. It's the men that got it confused. Can I test it for me? No, there ain't no testing. Either we together or we're not. And make it plain, sir. Make it plain. I need to know. Is you is or is you ain't? If we make a commitment to Christ, then when things get thick, that's not a decision-making point. My mind has already been made up. I have already made a decision. I'm going with the Lord 1,000%. Because I need to make this clear on Palm Sunday before I get to Resurrection Sunday. Because on Resurrection Sunday, every preacher give it up. But let's be clear right here. I want you to know from my heart that it doesn't matter what name I am called, what title I am under as I work for the kingdom of God. I don't care. See, there are some people, well, unless you say reverend, unless you say pastor, unless you say deacon, apostle, bishop, unless you say these titles, I can't do this. I don't feel it in my spirit. I need my credentials. I'll have you know, I love you all. My credentials come from the kingdom of God. Because what we do in the kingdom ain't connected to a title. I didn't go to seminary because I wanted paper. I got paper because I went to seminary. I wanted to know more about the God I knew nothing about. That's why I went. That's why I was there. Not because I wanted to be somebody's God. And if you know anything about God, you'll get a who me anointing. I have need of thee. Who me? You sure you talking to me? Okay. Everybody's never get loose with the Lord's me to I have need of thee. Yes, you. Be closer with this. Make sure that what you're doing in ministry, God is in it. Jesus. Make sure. You better be real sure that Jesus is in it. You don't want to be passed out. But I tell you one thing that I know God is in. He's in the praise and worship business.
God bless you. Pastor Victor J. Lewis of the Friendship Baptist Church of Roslyn here to thank you so much for joining us for this worship and word experience. It is our prayer that you were blessed by the message. You can feel free to join us on Sundays at 12 p.m. or Wednesdays at 7:15 p.m. If you desire any information about our ministry, we invite you to go join us on FBCRoslyn.org.